Over the last couple of years in this series, God's Amazing Creation, we have looked at a lot of amazing things in God's creation. But when you get right down to it, probably one of the most amazing of His creations is the human body and how beautifully everything works, like, well, nerve cells. This time out, let's take a look at how the nerves in your body and mine work. Our nerves are sort of cord-like fibers that link the body's organs and muscles to our brain and to the spinal cord. Nerves basically are like little transmitters that send messages from every part of the body along the spinal cord and then to that living supercomputer, our brain. This is how our brains know what is taking place both inside us and outside in the world around us. Think of your brain as a smallish, wet, and squishy computer processor because that is part of what it does. However, it also sends out messages telling muscles and organs how they should respond. Because of this simple yet complex process, we can talk, walk, cry, laugh, or in other words, behave like people are supposed to. God made the nerve to be made up of many cells, all of which have a body and nucleus just like other cells. Nerve cells differ from other kinds in that God gave them special thread-like parts that we call fibers. Numerous short cells named dendrites get messages from other nerve cells and transport them to the nerve body. On the other hand, long fibers called axon transports messages to other nerve cells. God, the greatest ever scientist, made the nerve cells so small that we can only see and appreciate them through very, very powerful microscopes. All of those fibers that we've been talking about are very long in comparison to the cell. The following will give you an idea of the size difference between the cell and the fiber. If we could enlarge the nerve cell to the size of a tennis ball, all those fibers emanating from it would fill a large room. And thinking further along those lines of this comparison, the fibers carry messages away from the cell body would be up to a mile long, but only a half-inch thick. God made each nerve to be a bundle of many fibers. There can literally be thousands of fibers in a single nerve. These nerve fibers act very much like telephone cables. Each of those nerve fibers are insulated from others, and it acts on its own. This insulation makes sure that there are no mixed-up messages or mishaps. It is quite amazing at how God put this all together to work. I recently came across the following analogy, which helps to illustrate how the nerves work. Imagine you are standing at a crosswalk, and you stand and wait until the light turns green, and when it does, you step off the curb and cross the street. This seems like a simple action. However, many things were actually in play. As the light shifted to green, the color receptors in your eyes picked up the message. That message was sent to the brain via the nerve cells in the optic nerves. These are the nerves that connect the eyes to the brain. A nerve impulse is rather like a current of electricity. Actually, there are a lot of electrical and chemical changes as the nerve impulse travels down a nerve cell. Once that nerve reaches to the end of the nerve fiber, it causes the release of chemicals from the end of the nerve fiber. The chemicals then move across the gap to the next nerve cell and causes it to become active. Then certain muscles follow the order given by the brain. They relax and contract and relax, and you cross the street and safely reach the other side. Now, sometimes nerve impulses take other paths, and sometimes the impulse does not travel all the way to the brain. At times, impulses travel along special nerves to the special cord and then back to the muscles. The pain receptors work in this manner. There are nerves that control our body functions without any conscious control. These nerves connect all of the body's organs to speed up or to slow down. And of course, the actual operation God created and put to work, and it's much more complex than what I've just described to you. But this gives a clue to the majesty and the sheer incredible awesomeness of God's creation. Well, thank you for stopping by. Please give a thumbs up if you like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any new programs here on the Dennis Morrison channel, and have a great night.